Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today I have my Blazers post-game show. There is some stuff to be happy about. We did end up beating the Golden State Warriors, who were 19-16. We were 19-14. We were a game and a half better. We beat them. A win is a win at the end of the day. We can be happy about a win, but there still is constructed criticism that needs to be made on a game like this against a team like Golden State, who is a solid NBA team, but is also very banged up, just like us. So we both have some injury problems. We both have two-star point guards who are the leading scorers, and if they're bad, the team's not usually going to win. And tonight, the Blazers had a little bit of an exception. So let's just start off. Damian Lillard he struggled. He shot the ball very inefficiently. The start of the game, he started off the game, 1 for 8 from 3. He ended the game 3 for 10 from 3, 6 for 17 from the field. That's not a very efficient game for a ball-dominant scoring point guard. And that's true. That's the truth. And he was inefficient. We started off the game. It was a close game. We were down 1 at halftime. And at the fourth quarter, we were up 3. Then we ended up staying up 3 the rest of the game. Ended up winning by 2 points. And that's just the way the game goes. Dame was inefficient until the fourth quarter, and Dame was a beast in the last minute and a half. But before then, Dame was inefficient. So guys like Carmelo Anthony had to step it up. Robert Covington had to step it up. Gary Trent had to step it up. And this wasn't really won because of our offense. That is the thing. The thing in this game is this wasn't won because of our offense. This game was won because of our defense. This might have been our best defensive game of the year. We switched really, really well, especially in the last couple minutes of this game. We switched on to Curry pretty well. Curry did pop off. He had 35 points, but we held Wiggins in check, 6 for 15 in the field. We held Kent Bazemore in pretty solid check. Draymond he doesn't really score anyway, but he had a pretty bad game. We held Damian Lee, Kevon Looney. They didn't hit too many threes. Besides Curry, who had 5, they didn't hit that many threes. They had a couple, but not too bad. We played good defense. We got over screens. We fought around the screens. We hedged pretty well. Canner hedged over the screens pretty well. We had good switches, like I said. So Canner actually played solid D because there's no true bigs on this team. And then GT and Dame Curry is going to pop off. We doubled him quite a bit, but he still made threes. But Rocco locked up the wings. DJ locked up the wings. Rocco is an absolute beast on defense. 3 blocks, 2 steals. Should have had 4 blocks. They called him on a foul. Was it a tee? I think he might have got teed up in that first quarter. He was an absolute beast, man. Rocco is an absolute stud. He is such a good defensive player. He's the glue of this team, honestly. He's the glue that holds the defense together more than anyone else. He might be the most important defensive player on the entire team. He is the most important defensive player on the team. And he might be the second most important player on the whole team, just behind Damian Lillard. I think Rocco is right there. When he was gone, we lost a couple games. He's huge for this team. What he does on the defense side of the ball. That is why he's such an important piece in this rotation. And Rocco's playing good defense. We locked up. This is one of our better defensive games. We held the Warriors team 106 points. This is a very, very solid scoring Warriors team, even without Klay Thompson, even with a couple injuries. We held Curry to 35 points, but 3-point percentage only 36%. That's not that great. 42% from the field. That's okay. That's exactly what we shot. They missed a lot of free throws, which is solid. We got them to the line, they missed. Turnovers, they had a ton. We forced 11 turnovers. That's really solid. And, we out-rebounded them as well. No, never mind. We didn't out-rebound them, but it was just, they had a ton of fouls as well. We just did a lot right on the defense of the ball, and that's just a huge, huge part of the game. We were 1.5 point favorites. They ended up being 1 point favorites at halftime. And then we came out and we won by 2. So actually, if you picked the under, you were correct. So good for you if you picked the under. So yeah. So this is a solid win. The defense of the ball was great. I love seeing that defense play solid. DJ, great. We did everything right. Our switches, everything. We switched on the Curry, we switched on the guys. We switched on well. We had a very solid defensive game. Now the offensive side of the ball was where's the problem? Where the problems happened. Terry Stotts is not a very good coach. We know that. I rant about it all the time. I'm not going to sit here and do another 40-minute rant, but I will talk about Terry Stotts being a bad coach because he played good defense. Props to Terry. We had a good defensive game. Love to see Terry coach a little bit of defense here and there, but that barely ever happens. So one game's not going to save him. One game's not going to give me any pity for him. One game's not going to make him feel any different. He needs to be fired. That's the truth. But the offense is just not good. It's just not. The offensive sets we ran today were just so pathetic. There was plays where I would sit and I'd just watch the corner guys. I'd watch Hood, I'd watch Trent, I'd watch DJ, I'd watch Rocco, and the only guys I'd see move, Dame would dribble the court, get a screen from Ennis, pick and roll, or Ennis in the top of the 3-point line, or Dame step back. Gary, Rocco, Derek, Rodney, Nas, anyone who's in there, stood still. 3 players on the team stood still. Just they didn't even move once for offensive possessions. If the ball came their way, it was either catch and shoot, catch and pass, catch and shoot, catch and pass until someone found an open shot. Or not even an open shot. Rocco forced up a lot of dumb shots. There were shots where he shot it in their faces. Why, Rocco? I mean, I know you had an okay game. You shot the ball a little more efficiency, 3 for 9 from 3, 33%. But you don't need to force up dumb shots. I remember Damian shrugged one time at Rocco, like, no, we don't need to do that shot. There's just no point. He would shoot it over guys' faces just because we passed the ball 4 times. Like, hey, I'm done with this. Which honestly makes sense. If you're going to sit there at the perimeter and not move and pass the ball around 35 times, that makes a little bit of sense. But I just don't get why he's forcing up shots. This is the problem. Terry does not know how to run a motion offense. He doesn't know how to move anybody. You just say, hey, Derek, on this play, we're going to cut you. Or cut to the basket, alley-oop. Or Rocco, swing through, get a better look. Or swing through, pick and roll there. You have a double screen and then you cross for another guy at the mid-range in the 3. If you want 3s that bad, you can run motion sets to get guys open for 3. It's not going to all be about the passing the ball on the perimeter. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I'm not the smartest, but just dang, I didn't even watch the Lakers Kings game. Kuzma at the buzzer, hit front rim, lost by 3. Pretty good look from Kuz, who balled out without LeBron. So did Dennis. Jeez, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that game. I didn't realize it was a good game without LeBron. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, but besides the point, just the offense is there's just no motion. There's just no movement. DJ cuts his own sometimes. That's great. I love CJ. But the guy that actually cuts the most is Rodney Hood. He likes to move. I don't think he likes to stand still in the corner, which is smart because I wouldn't want to stand still in the corner either. You want to move and get your better shot than stand and get a worse shot. You're an NBA player. You're trying to find the best open look for yourself. And standing still and passing the ball around is not smart. Now, Dame pick and roll are fine. That's just a 2-man game. But once Dame drives to the paint and gets doubled, or at the top of the key gets doubled, he should have a pass, one guy switches over, or the corner guy collapses, DJ drive to the basket, Rocco with the bounce pass, dunk. That should be the easiest play you can do in a dance double team. But we don't do that. It's Dame dribbles around for a while, and he passes, back to Dame. Dame forces a shot, Dame dribbles into another double team, passes again, dumb shot. Or good pass to low to Kendra, which happened a couple times. Let's look at our assist numbers. 15 assists. 15 assists. 15 assists. Melo and Dame ISO ball. That's what that's called. I know Dame racked up a couple assists. He had 7. But when we're just dribbling around and making our own shots, or when we're just standing at the 3-point line, like Rocco would stand there and he'd look for a pass. But he just wastes enough time that doesn't count as assists anymore. He's going to launch up a shot. Assists aren't everything in basketball. I know that. Assists aren't the most important factor. Less assists, less turnovers. Only 10 turnovers. But you still have to have more than 15 assists. That's bottom of the league. That's below. That's below the 30th team in the league because we average around 19, which is like 23rd in the league. 15. Yeah. Rebounded. We got that rebounded. Cantor didn't give any boards. I mean, what did he get? He ended up getting 14, but only 6 offensive rebounds. Still quite a few for an NBA team. But, yeah. Who had the boards for them? Draymond Green had 12 assists, 9 boards. Draymond Green nearly out-rebounded Cantor. And Rocco had 9 boards as well. So the rebounding wasn't a huge factor, but we let a lot of guards get boards. We let them get a couple extra possessions on the offensive glass, which isn't great to give teams like with Curry extra possession. Like the last possession of the game that they had, Curry missed a 3, Scott Anderson missed a 3, Curry missed a layup, bounced around, Curry missed another 3. That's 4 possessions. 2 Curry 3s and a layup. I mean, they should have made at least one of those. We're just lucky. We played pretty solid defense on that possession, except for the offensive rebounding part. And Curry had a wide open 3, actually. Curry should have... Guess Stephen Curry. That's his bread and butter, showing that Dame is the most clutch player in the entire NBA. Let's talk about the game enough. Let's transition into Dame versus Curry. Let's transition into the argument a little bit. Who's more clutch? It's Damian Lillard. I know everyone's gonna use. I've seen so many comments so far. 0-10 in the playoffs. Yeah, I get it. I know in the playoffs, Curry is great, but also you have to look at the team around him in the playoffs. You can't just say, oh, and then the playoffs. Curry's had Clay. He's had Durant. He's had prime Draymond. He's had better supporting cast than Dame's ever had in his entire career. Maybe you can argue LaMarcus. No, you can't. No, you can't argue those teams. Curry's always the better team. There's many games where Curry struggled, and they just beat them because they have better other players. So you can't use the 0-10 in the playoffs. You can, but at the end of the day, Curry outplayed Dame for the last 2 minutes. And Dame made 2 plays. Curry missed 2 threes and a layup. Dame won the game. Curry did not. That's the takeaway from the game. Dame had a better game, or Curry had a better game, but Dame was more clutch, and Dame finished the game. Curry did not. Curry did not close this game, and Damian Lillard did, showing that Dame is the most clutch player of the entire league. And you can argue with me all you want. I don't care. I'm not going to change my mind. You're not changing my opinion. You're not. I mean, Dame is the most clutch player in the league. Yeah, Curry's a close 5th. I'm having Kawhi take a shot over him. I'm having LeBron take a shot over him. And maybe he's 4th. But just Dame, he was so bad, and he gets one non-double team that makes it. If you're not doubling Dame, is going to make it. You have to double Dame. I'm not sure what Steve Kerr's thinking on that last play. Doubling Dame is the answer, and when he's doubled, he can't get a shot off, which makes sense. But when he's not doubled, he's going to make it every time nearly. It's as simple as that. He's just that good. So I don't get how people. I mean, I get how, but the argument is flawed. It's just because the 0-10 playoff thing, it's all you guys can use. You big Curry bandwagons, or your Warriors bandwagons. You'll probably like the Warriors because they won a lot and they love Curry. And that's fine. You can be like Fight. That's cool. Be like Fight. But at the end of the day, Dame is more clutch than Stephen Curry. He is. I don't get how people still think the opposite. Because I know the playoffs is an argument, but you've seen most of these games, Dame can close a game. I mean, I know Curry can kind of close a game, but Dame is just that good in the clutch. Dame took a defensive play while Curry missed the layup. Dame took a charge, and Curry missed a wide-open 3. What's more clutch than that? You can't. Damian Lillard is the most clutch player in the entire NBA. So there's the game takeaway. There's the post-game show. I'm not going to make this one a 20 or 30-minute one. I just wanted to kind of go to bed pretty soon. School, stuff. So, yeah. Let's just have a little bit of individual stats. Wiggins, 14-5-3. Pretty solid game there for the Warriors. 35 for Curry. Draymond had 5, 9, and 12. That's a Draymond stat line nowadays. 12 and 6 for Bazemore. Damian Lillard 10 on the bench with some other supporting cast like Pascal, Brad Wanamaker with 3 points each, and Wiseman got 6 points in 11 minutes. Barely played James Wiseman for some reason. Not sure why the point is there. Let's talk about Carmelo Anthony a little bit. On the bench, 22 points, 8 for 30 from the field, 2 for 6 from free, 4 for 5 from free throw line. Really solid game from Melo. Tied for a leading scorer with Dame. He's a beast. He's been a beast his last couple of games. He's been more efficient. His plus-minus is always really good nowadays. And the bench unit actually had a way better plus-minus than the starting unit besides Dame. So, I mean, GT had a solid game as well, 15, 6, 6, and 1. No, not really. You can call it a solid game because he played some good defense. But he was 1 for 8 from 3. His shot was not on today. If he's not hitting shots, he's not helping on offense, but he's out there for defense. Robert Covington, 15, 5 and 12, 3 for 9 from the field. 3 blocks, 2 steals. He was an absolute beast on the defensive side of the ball. I've already talked about him quite a bit. But he forced up some really dumb shots, in my opinion. He should not be shoot it when you're open, not when you're contested. That's Rocco's mindset. That's what it should be. You only shoot when you're open because he's a solid shooter, but just not a good shooter. Ennis Kanter, 11 and 14, never double-double. He does this every single night, I feel like, nowadays. He only had 5 shots, made 4 or 5. 3 for 3 from free throw line, a block. Only two turnovers, quite a few. Second most on the team behind Dame's 5. And Dame at 22, 5, 6, 6 for 17 from the field, 30 for 3, 7 for 8 from free throw line, and 5 turnovers. Pretty bad game until the end. I mean, you can call it a bad Dame game. Not a bad NBA game, but a bad Dame game till the very end. He clutched up and won it for us. And on the bench, Nas 2, 2, and 1. Didn't make a shot except for free throws. He struggles. He's been struggling. He hasn't been struggling, but this is one of his more struggling games. I want to see Nas get playing time, and we need to keep playing him, get his confidence up. He can be an actual rotational piece in this lineup. And then Anthony Simons, 12, 8, and 4. 8, 4, and 0 in 12 minutes. 37 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3. He had 2 threes. I mean, he just goes out there and he dribbles at the corner, shoots. He's not an attacker. I'm not sure why he's in the dunk contest. I love to see him out there, though. But he's not. At the end of the day, he's just a shooter. I don't love his ball handling. He's fine. I like Ant, but not that much. I'd like to see him stay, but if we trade him for something, I wouldn't be too mad. Who did I miss? Derek Dove Jr., 8 for 8 and 4 with 2 for 4 from 3. His 3-point shot was all he had tonight. 2 free throws, played some solid defense. Other than that, man, he was just out there for his defense and his energy, and his effort. But He shot the 3 ball okay. If he's hitting his threes, he's helping the team. Ronnie Hood 5-3, 2 from 1 from 3. Ronnie Hood, inefficient game as well. But yeah, that's the recap for you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Oh yeah, we shot the 3 ball really bad. 29-3, which is bad for a team that just had their career high in threes against the Charlotte Hornets. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel for new. Like the video. Comment down below your thoughts on Dame versus Curry and everything about this. That was for me. Peace.